Okay, hello and welcome. And yes, we're here. It is finally the final episode of Moon Knight. It's over. It's done. We're done with Moon Knight. Well, not completely done. I want to do a sort of full discussion review about the entire show. I'm gonna talk about this episode and just this episode, and then soonish, soonish, I'm gonna do that. We'll just talk about everything. Honestly, I'll just say this right now: the show is kind of a mess. It's really confusing. There's some things that need to be better explained in the show. Also, there's a lot of other problems with it, just like with character problems. We'll talk about it later. But here it is. It is the end. I want to say though, like 6 episodes is like a weird end off time for a show, or at least like a season. I know it's like the first season, but 6 episodes. Maybe I'm just used to like shows being at least 12 episodes, or at least maybe even 10. I guess Disney is making like the new standard of like 6 episodes for every show. Because it wasn't like Hawkeye and Loki 6 episodes too, and Winter Soldier. Fuck. Well, Boba Fett. Boba Fett was 8 episodes. I don't know. Well, okay, 2 of those were like Mando episodes though. Really. I don't. All right, whatever. I digress. We'll get into the episode. We'll talk about it now. Let's do it. Okay. We start off right where we left off. Mark is in a sea of dreams in the wheat fields of paradise. Listen, why is paradise a wheat field? I asked that in the last review. Like, okay, we get it. Mark is subconsciously making it that his paradise. So we find out that okay, so it's that version of like heaven, where what you want, what you really desire, that's what your heaven is. So Mark desires like quiet and like maximum peace, I guess. So he wants things to be boring. Like my heaven's gonna have like fucking steak and pizza everywhere and hot bitches everywhere and every game you could possibly play it or imagine. Just crazy shit, you know. Why would heaven be a wheat field? Spend my eternity in a wheat field. Retarded. All right, whatever. We go back to Mark's wife, whatever her name is. Honestly, I have no idea what her name is. She's so not important that I just don't remember. Um, why would I? She's done nothing. She's one of the problems in this show. Her entire arc has been like so disjointed that I don't know what the fuck is like. Why is she here? Anyway, she somehow sneaks on with Oh, you know what? I'm just like skipping so much shit. I'm sorry. First of all, we oh no, I'm not skipping shit. I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember episode. The episode is like really short, by the way. It's like 10 minutes shorter than the rest of them, which I guess makes sense because there's a lot of like CGI stuff in this episode. A lot. Like the giant gods fighting each other in Godzilla manner. You know, it's crazy. It doesn't look good, by the way, either. Anyway, okay, yeah. So what's her face? The wife, she is somehow with the band of Ethan Hawke. Oh, by the way, Ethan Hawke's like staff like changes and becomes like like a little axe, like a little alligator staff axe. It's weird. I don't know why. Just the power of Amet, I guess, turns it into that for some reason. Yeah. So she is like with them. She disguises herself as a disciple somehow. Yeah, how does no one know? And she literally tries to kill Ethan Hawke, like murder him, but not with a gun, with a knife. So obviously it's not gonna happen. And this is the funniest thing in the show, I think. One of the gods. So Ethan Hawke kills a bunch of people. He steals their souls. He gets stopped at like a checkpoint or whatever, like going in back into Cairo. So he steals her souls. She's about to kill him when one of the dead bodies of the people Ethan Hawke's killed just like starts talking to her, and it's that hippo god. I believe it is the hippo god that we see in the other episode. I believe it is, because it's not really clear they who's talking to her, but it's just like the god is just possessing a dead body, and it's so freaky and weird. Like, what is happening? And she's like, no, you can't. You can't kill him. Mark should kill him. Mark is technically still alive in the afterlife. It's like, what? But she's like trying to convince her not to do it. She basically runs out of time, and she doesn't do anything. She goes back to being her in her disguise. Really, she tells her to free Kanju. So that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna go free Kanju at the same time as going into Cairo. And when they go there, Ethan Hawke, it's that big place where all the other avatars of the gods were. It's what's that? Fuck. Pyramid of Giza. That's where they go. They go to the Pyramid of Giza, where like the secret insides of the avatars they go and do their little meetings or whatever. These gods, whatever they do, and they go in there. Ethan Hawke uh, declares that he's going to free Amet right there. And all the other avatars are like, what? Why would anyone want to free Amet? This is crazy. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? We went over this before. Mark literally came to you. He came to you like, guys, he's gonna free Amet. You have to stop it. They're like, well, you haven't got no proof for this, Mark and Kanju. We're actually gonna imprison you now. They're retarded. And this is also retarded. Ethan Hawke just beats all five of these Avatar gods. He beats all five of them, kills them by himself, even though with the power of his staff, I guess. I'm so confused. How powerful is Ethan Hawke? Are you telling me that none of these other avatars can have their own suits or powers, and they just get mollywopped by Ethan Hawke? And we skip that. We skip the fight. We skip the fight, and we see Mark's fucking wife going to where Kanju is, and she breaks the seal there. She breaks Kanju's seal. It's like, well, okay, so, and then we cut back, and then they're all defeated. Like, what happened? Aren't these gods like, some of these people, like, they're avatars. Some of them are like the avatars of, like, Osiris and Horus. Aren't they, like, higher gods than Amet? I'm pretty sure they are. Like, more powerful, in a sense. I don't know. I guess not, because Ethan Hawke, like, he destroys them. It's really stupid and crazy. And we end that. They free Amet. Amet is this alligator person, female alligator. Uh, Ethan Hawke Bowser is like, I am in your service. Please kill me. Because she's like, oh, your scales are unbalanced. Oh, but I'm not going to kill you, actually, because your scales are unbalanced. You're still of use to me. In the future, it doesn't matter. We will balance your scales. I'm so confused about how Amet chooses her judgment. The show doesn't go into it at all. And why would it, honestly? That's way too hard of a question for the show to do, right? Like, moral ambiguity. Like, what gives Amet the right to judge people, right? As a god, you know? These are like moral, philosophical questions. There's no way this show could ever go into, because it would just piss off a bunch of people, right? I don't even think the writers are talented enough to make a compelling story out of that and make that like an interesting uh, forethought or a thematic forethought into the show. So there's like this whole thing with like Kanju. Kanju is he's also a judge. This is how it works. Kanju is a judge. He judges evil people who've made those choices. Amet is a judge who judges people's futures. So obviously, let's just break it down. Kanju's more in the right. We judge evil people for the actions they've committed. We don't do Minority Report, right? We don't judge people for actions they haven't committed yet, because that would be insane. Because anyone could commit any evil action, See, this is just. I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna stop. We'll talk about more about that in the full discussion because, I don't want to sit here for another half an hour talking about the ethics of crime and punishment and how it relates to gods. It'd be way too crazy. It'd take way too much time. All right, so we do that. Kanju confronts Amet. They have a little scuffle. Amet is just too powerful for Kanju. Apparently, Kanju's just he's a little too old, I guess, or just a little weak. He needs an avatar to realize his true strength. And she just like mops the floor with Kanju or whatever. All right, whatever. Beats the shit out of him. This is the crazy part now. All right, we cut back to Mark again. He's in the field and he's talking with the hippo god. I can't remember her name. Um, we're back at the field. Mark's like, no, I left Steven. Well, I gotta go back. The hippo's like, well, you kind of, if you go back, you can't come back here. I don't know why that's a thing. He earned his place in the field of paradise. Why can't he return if he leaves? That seems stupid. Whatever, it doesn't matter. He goes back. He has this nice, heartwarming speech with Steven, even though Steven's like some sort of like sand statue and you can't really hear him or see him. He has a really nice, heartwarming speech. He's like, "No, you are a part of me, as much as I am part of you." Stuff like that. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that we get more of this Steven, Mark talking to each other, and they're now like this sort of package deal where they're listening to each other, they're aware of each other, and they're working together. It's nice. This is a weird part. Okay, so Mark starts turning into one of those sand statues from the episode. He like starts becoming like petrified, basically. And while he's doing that, he gives his heart, I guess, the white heart that he had that had to be balanced with the feather to get into paradise. He gives it to Steven. And the heart sort of vaporizes into nothing once he hands it to him. And they both sort of just unpetrify somehow. I don't know how this is happening. It's not explained. Not even the hippo explains what happens. I guess apparently their hearts are now synchronized. This is the thing from like episode 5 where like they had to get their hearts synchronized with the feather and balanced like the scales. Somehow uh, somehow doing that like friendship speech enabled them to balance the scales in some way. It's not explained perfectly at all. It's actually kind of annoying because what are the consequences of like uh, turning into being petrified in this like afterlife place of the Egyptian gods? I don't know. I guess there are no consequences if you could just somehow someone could just help you balance your own scale. It's kind of crazy. Actually don't like that at all. And now they're literally like, oh look, the gates of Osiris, they're open. They're literally like right next to it. Somehow, fucking balancing the scales and reviving each other made the gates open. They're like literally trying to leave. A bunch of sand dunes kind of try and stop them. The hippo saves them. Whatever. They go back. I think that like there would be some kind of problem going back to their body because they're like two separate entities, right? And Mark created Steven, but now that he's in like they're talking to each other in like physical form in the afterlife. So I think that'd be weird, like putting both their minds together in the same body at the same time. That would put like some sort of strain on them, but it doesn't. Why would it, right? um, Anyway, Mark is back now, and Steven, they're both back. Kanju senses them, gives them the power of the Avatar, so they can be saved. They literally could have done this before. It was said that they couldn't because their body was dead and lifeless. Oh no, that's okay, okay, because Kanju Kanju was trapped in the stone thing, so he couldn't give them their power. Okay, now he's out, so he can't. Okay, I'm sorry, my mistake. Yeah, so now he's got the power. Kanju teleports over there to them. He's like, oh, we failed, guys. Emet's free. They're like, oh, shit. All right, let's go get him. And now, like, seemingly, Mark and Steve can, like, change between a Moon Knight and Mr. Knight pretty easily. They like to just, like, go from it when they're, like, change their personalities. So that's cool. I like that. I'm still not sure what like the purpose of Mr. Knight is as like a combatant because he has all the powers of Moon Knight, just like weaker, I guess. It's not also explained very well. The power levels of this show are pretty ridiculous actually. Especially that Ethan Hawke, when he beats like all those avatars, he just kills them all. Like, how did he do that? Why is he so powerful? He doesn't have like a transformation mode or an armor mode. Whatever. Anyway, Ethan Hawke is like draining all the souls of Cairo. He's using some sort of weird spell. He's draining all the souls, and he's tipping the scales of the world. This is like everyone can see what's happening. Everyone's aware that everyone's souls are being taken. This is what happens next. All the souls are going into Emmett. Emmett is literally eating these souls and becoming more powerful and growing to a ginormous, gigantic monster. An alligator monster. Or a crocodile. I'm sorry, she's a crocodile. She grows fucking huge, okay? Bigger than the pyramids. Alright, we're gonna get ready for a giant fucking CGI, fucking stupid Godzilla fight battle, alright? And she just grows massive. And people can see her. She is real. She is real in the world. This is another problem the show has. When, like, the gods show themselves, it's hard to know when they're actually showing themselves because they're just being superimposed into the scene and it looks really weird compared to like the background of the shots. And none of the characters explain like how these gods they can just show themselves to everyone, not just their avatar apparently. So Moon Knight arrives. He stops Ethan Hawke from continuing the spell, so he's stopping him from uh, Emmett eating all the souls. Kanju arrives. He's giant now, too. I don't know how he's giant. It seemed that Emmett needed souls to become giant. Kanju doesn't need anything, I guess. He just is giant. They have their giant CGI battle. It's really boring and ugly. And then we get to Mark, Steven, and his wife. His wife now is the avatar of the hippo god. I think. I think it's the hippo god. Again, it might not be the hippo god. It might be some other god, cause she has like wings she uses for like knives, and it's weird. It's like okay, she just now is that. She just now is a super combatant. She can do this. She can fight as an avatar of the gods. Whatever. They have a 2-on-1 battle, and this is what I'm saying about power levels. Ethan Hawke is like so strong. I don't know where he's getting his abilities from. Is it like just the staff? He's getting his powers just from the staff. It's so weird because he doesn't have armor, and his only powers are coming from the staff. But Mark and his wife are just beating the shit out of him, like beating him, and like Mark has like the power to fight like super powered jackals. You know, he can like he can fly now. He's really strong. He's really fast. Where is Ethan Hawke getting the durability to to take like Mark's punches? And it's crazy. I just don't understand why Ethan Hawke is so powerful. Why didn't they just give him armor? So it's easier to understand how they're. I guess how they're fighting because it doesn't look like any of them take damage. And like Mark, he has like regenerative abilities too. Apparently, he's the only one. The other avatars didn't. The gods didn't decide to save them for some reason or bring them back from the afterlife. Okay. The gods are such a problem in this show. We'll talk about it later. Anyway, they fight him. It seems like Ethan Hawke gains the upper hand. His disciples stop Mark's wife, whatever her name is, Anna. I don't know what her Liana maybe or something like that. Lana. Ethan. Okay. He like plunges his staff into Mark's chest. Mark like he rees. He rees. He yodels, and then blang, blackout, and now he's on top, beating the shit out of Ethan Hawke, about to kill him. This is very important. This is very, very important. He blacks out. He's done this before. He blacks out, or later we find out it was another personality. They wake up, and he asks Steven, that wasn't you, right? He's like, no, that wasn't me. I don't know what happened. They beat the shit out of everyone. They kill all the disciples and beat the shit out of Ethan Hawke. Um, the wife is like, "Oh, it was Steven or Mark. What happened? Are you all right?" Like, I guess so. Whatever. We ignore that for now. We go back to the fight with Amet and Kanju. They're still tussling, and they're like talking about their ideals as fucking gods, and like how judging is so important, and like you betrayed me, Kanju. You could be with me judging these people. It's like crazy. Amet is like her. I don't know understand what gives Amet the right to judge like humans. Like she can like we don't know if she can like see the future. I guess she can. Just I guess we have to assume she can because she literally judges you for past actions and future actions that you haven't even committed. But it just it doesn't Amet's obviously crazy. Um that's almost the end. Finally, we get to like Mark and his wife. Her god tells her a spell to trap Amet into Ethan Hawke so she can't get free. It's so weird. I don't know how that's. It's getting real crazy shit. It doesn't make any sense. Why don't they just trap Amet in the stone thing again? So she can't use her powers. I guess whatever they do it. Conjure's like, okay, we gotta finish this. We gotta kill him. So they both die. But killing the Avatar kills the god. What happens to the other gods' avatars that Ethan Hawke fucking trampled on? We don't see. It's like confusing questions. It's not making any sense. Anyway, Mark's like, no, you do it, Kanju, and blah blah blah. That's the end. We get a nice scene of Mark and Steven. They're back at their home. They're like, yeah, we're back here now. What are we gonna do? We don't know. Whatever. We're not avatars of Kanju anymore until the end credit scene. We find Ethan Hawke. He's in the hospital and doing whatever he's doing. He's in like a loony bin hospital. Some man takes him out of the hospital. We find out that man killed a bunch of nurses. We also find out that Kanju, it takes him out to this limo where Kanju is sitting in this limo. Ethan Hawke could see him somehow, even though he's not his avatar. And we find out, boom, 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 the Blackouts was the other personality of Mark and Steven. His name is Jake Lockley, and he speaks Spanish. So this is important for many reasons, many plot reasons. One of them, by the way, he kills Ethan Hawke. Bam, that's it. Okay, Ethan Hawke's dead, and I guess they're gonna exert their justice all over the world or whatever, without Mark and Steven knowing what happened. This is important for a lot of reasons. I'll just say one of them right now. Okay. During this time, Mark and Steven were dead. That means all of his personalities were dead, right? All of them. There may be even more personalities inside Mark. Maybe even more. Maybe, who knows how many. But at least three now, we know for sure. Okay, so this is the crazy part. So while Steven is petrified a um as himself himself, his personality as Mark, well, as Mark's like body, where is Jake? Okay, because they're all dead. Why is Jake not there with them? And why is it that when the only scales that they need to balance is both Mark and Steven's and not Jake's? Or why is it that only theirs matters? You know, it's confusing. Jake is an entity of himself, right? So he should technically be there in the afterlife with them as another entity. And it's just fucking confusing because it shouldn't happen like that. I have no idea what's going on that front. The whole afterlife stuff is, oh god, it's not explained at all really well. It drags down the show for sure. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, guys, listen. I've been talking about this show for a while now. I think. I'm gonna stop. It's very, very, very soon. There will be like a full length discussion about like every episode and the whole show as a whole. Want to have that discussion. I think this show, it was really interesting. The first two episodes, like I was really intrigued, and then it just sort of started dropping off the hill. Listen, it's not as bad as like Loki. Like I don't know, but I don't know how you could get worse than Loki. Loki breaks the entire MCU canon. This show doesn't go nearly that far at all, but it still has like a lot of underlying problems and issues. That okay, so that discussion will come out soon. We'll talk about all those issues as best I can, and that'll be that. That'll be the end of the show. Fuck it. I don't want to talk about Moon Knight anymore after that. But okay, you guys have a good day, and see ya.